and welcome to another segment of Motivational Mondays with Donna. I pray that everyone is doing well, and if you have some challenges, just remember, let go and let God. This week, I'd like to talk on the subject of perspective. Your perspective means so much because it leads and guides you in your daily life. If you have the wrong perspective, a negative perspective, a worry perspective, a fearful perspective, that's going to keep you tangled up. So you want to be able to have the right perspective at all times. You need to remember that there's nothing too difficult for God. He said that in His Word in the Bible. So you need to keep God at His highest point because there's nothing that God can't do. But I want to give you a couple of stories where perspective is concerned. Now, there was this little boy who used to have to walk home from school. And he had to pass this house where there was this very big, ferocious dog that had a really ferocious bark. And he used to run past the house every single time. He was afraid that if this dog ever got out, he would tear him to shreds. Well, lo and behold, one day the dog did get out. And the little boy ran and ran and ran, and he was out of breath, and he kept picking up speed. And then finally he just stopped and said, that's it. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen, but I'm going to change my perspective. I'm just going to stand my ground. And it got to the point where the dog almost caught up with him and was 5 feet away from him. And when he looked, the dog had no teeth in his mouth. He just breathed a sigh of relief and said, wow, my perspective was just wrong the entire time. I was thinking all the horrible things that this dog could do to me if he ever caught up with me. Meanwhile, the dog had no teeth. Now, there's this other little boy who used to be bullied in school by a neighbor. And he loved, looking at the stars through his telescope. And one night his father came in and saw him looking through the telescope. Now, when you're looking at a telescope, the small angle is the one that you look through, and then the wide angle is what you're looking out through. Well, his dad looked and saw that he had it reversed. And his dad said to him, son, you're looking at the telescope the wrong way. And he said to his father, no, Dad, I'm doing what works for me. Because with me looking at it through the big lens and looking out, and the small lens is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the little boy who bullies me all the time, and he looks really small and minute now. And he looks to be somebody that I do not have to be afraid of. Wow, that's powerful. So your perspective means everything. So look at things for what they are in the right perspective. But just remember, keep God exalted. Keep Him the highest, because He can handle everything. So no matter what it is that it looks like is tearing you up inside, change your perspective. Look at things through a different telescopic lens. Now, we always end our segments on gratitude. And a phenomenal American entrepreneur, author, and motivational speaker, Jim Rohn, said this about gratitude and being thankful. Learn to be thankful for what you already have, while you pursue all that you want. That says and speaks volumes. Look at your perspective, change your telescope lens, and always have gratitude and be thankful. Have a great week, guys. Talk to you next week.